We're gonna hear a spoken word, a poem from our very own brother Denzel. He's coming to us at this time.
Good morning. So, I messed up just a little bit. I started the poem, and then I went on a stream of consciousness, and then it turned into just a speech. So, give me 1 second. And we're going to do it a little bit like this. So, expanding your capacity for greatness. You see, greatness is seen as the ultimate goal that a lot of us try to have. We all wish to be great in some form or fashion, and we look up to those who have attained it in such ways that we aspire to achieve it. But what is greatness? For each person, it might be something different. See, for me as a sports fan, I think of greatness as seeing Kobe Bryant jump onto a scorer's table, extend his hand out for 5 and signal 5 championship rings. As a black man, I see Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. being able to give countless speeches on the mistreatment of his people and yet still believe that a brighter day was attainable. And as a child, I think of my greatness as my mother, simply for being herself. And also being able to raise me to be my best and the very best I could ever be. Y'all can clap for that. Y'all can clap for my mother. Thank you. I love you, Mama. See, I give these examples because I want to truly emphasize that greatness is not only one thing. Therefore, expanding your greatness is also expanding your interpretation of what greatness is, because we are all capable to be great. We simply need to believe it. Yes, there are some people who are naturally born great, as they say, that old adage, but that old adage also applies to us. We are all born great. It only depends on how you see your gifts, how you use them. Now, expanding does mean to grow, but when it comes to expanding your greatness, that also leaves no room for comparisons. Yes, some stars shine brighter than others, but we have convinced ourselves that means that those stars are greater. But sometimes it takes time for our stars to shine just as bright. So that leads me to, in order to expand your capacity for greatness, you also need to expand your capacity for patience. It just takes time for things to come into place at times. You see, Samuel L. Jackson is an actor who is most known for his particular use of words and some iconic characters. But before any of that, he was just a man trying to make it, fighting with battles in his life every single day. And it wasn't until he was in his 40s that he finally began to see the fruits of his labors after working in theater for 20 years and getting a shot in a film. And even then, he still had to continue working to continue to elevate. Greatness is in every one of us, and it does not depend on your age or your stature. And that is not just for y'all over here, that's for everybody in here watching on camera. If you want to do something, you can do it. If you believe, thank you. If you believe that you can be great and put in the work to achieve, then even when others don't believe and when others write you off and when others say you can't do it, continue to be great. Because you always knew you were. And it takes some time for others to see it, and sometimes it will take time for you to see it too. Now, that was just stream of consciousness. So I'm gonna try this, and yeah. So I started off because when Ruth Ann asked me to do this, I was like, man, you asking me to speak, and I don't like speaking. I know, right? But, it started off by saying, I've been asked to speak quite a bit as of late. And as an introverted person, at times I feel as though I need to be fake to create a simile of words to correlate to the message that they gave today. But I wandered in my mind to find what greatness is to me, so I began to see that it is the peak, the precipice of unique, and at the end of the goal that we attempt to reach. But how do you expand that? See, that in itself is quite the feat, perhaps could lead you to defeat. And how do you surpass something that made you lose sleep, forget to eat, and never repeat? Is that even possible? If you're waiting for me to give the answer, then I apologize, because you see, in order to expand your capacity for greatness, you have to expand your capacity for patience. Rome wasn't built in a day, and so your legacy can't be paved into the concrete of life until you have gone through the heartaches and pain that life bestows to us in every which way. And that's what I had. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right, that was amazing. And I know he said that's all he had, but that was a whole lot. And we thank you for dropping those gems in our hearts. Amen? Amen. One thing I did know when he said, like, he doesn't like to speak, I'm like, huh? But a part of expanding our capacity is sometimes stepping out of our comfort zone, right? So not everybody likes to speak, to talk, to do a lot of these things we have to do, but guess what? Sometimes we have to step out of our element. And I have a quote here. The first one is, take a small step. Read it with me. Take a small step every day. Take a small step every day. And the second quote is, don't wait for opportunity, create it. Amen?